Hey, folks. Good day to you to start with. I wanted to jump on at some point today just to kind of talk about something that happened around September 25th. And I wanted to see if you all were aware of the fact that Trump signed a security order. It's not an executive order, it is a memorandum. The difference is that it is a security order and it's dealing directly with the security of the country. And what is important about this is so, first of all, it is called, its short name is the NSPM-7. That is short for the National Security Presidential Memorandum. And again, as I have stated, what the difference is here is that this is dealing with the security apparatuses of the country. So I'm going to beg your indulgence because I'm going to read a couple of sections of this. So I'm going to be looking off to the side because I want to make sure that I'm reading this correctly, the pieces and the parts in its entirety that I want to read. So that you can see, I want you all to be able to draw a line, to draw some kind of correlation to why this is important. So, again, it's called the National Security Presidential Memorandum. It starts off with this violence is not a series of isolated incidents and does not emerge organically. It is culminations of sophisticated, organized campaigns of targeted intimidation, radicalization, threats, and violence designed to silence opposing speech. Their speech, not your speech, not the speech of people standing up for other people, their speech. Limit political activity, change, or direct policy outcomes, and prevent the functioning of a democratic society. Don't know why they're talking about a democratic society, because their clear aim and goal is authoritarianism. It goes on to say that a new law enforcement strategy that investigated all participants in these criminal and terroristic conspiracies, including the organized structures, networks, entities, organizations, funding sources, and predicted actions beyond them is required. Okay? It kind of goes into this whole diatribe around these campaigns often begin by isolating and dehumanizing specific targets to justify murder or violent action against them. It talks about things that they do so through a variety of foray, which we know Trump did not write this because I'm pretty sure he doesn't even know what the word foray means, including anonymous chat forums, in-person meetings, social media, and even educational institutions, colleges and universities. Think about young people protesting the things in the world, protesting the places that the United States finds itself engaging in activities that young people do not agree with, so that they are standing up against those things. Think about that kind of stuff. They do so through a variety. I'm sorry, I read that. These campaigns then escalate to organized doxing, where the private identifying information, so such as home addresses, phone numbers, pictures, personal information, email addresses, those kinds of things, are exposed to the public with the explicit intent of encouraging others to harass, intimidate, or violently assault ICE agents. So they want to allow ICE to be able to do all of ICE's dirty work without being held to account. That's what that's talking about. Then it goes into Section 2. And so Section 2 is talking about investigating domestic terrorist organizations such as Antifa. Please know Antifa does not exist. There is no building anywhere in this country that is called the Antifa headquarters of America. Antifa simply means anti-fascist. So that would be anybody who is standing up against fascism, I guess, would be considered Antifa. That would be you. That would be me. That would be organizations that dare call into question, protest, stand up for people, try to block their deportations. Groups such as the NAACP, the Legal Defense Fund, the Lawyer Committees under Civil Rights. Those are just a few names that we're talking that we're going to call I can't think of the LGBTQ plus organization just went right out of my head. But any group that is saying, no, this is not who America should aspire to be. I'm not going to say this is not who America is, because clearly this is who America is right now. But this is not who America should aspire to be. And we are working in coordination, tandem, in conjunction to say this is not who we should be, and we're going to change it. Any of those groups would be considered Antifa. So think about this. This is the new age COINTELPRO. If you don't know what COINTELPRO is, I will leave a link at it within the description so that you can go and look up what COINTELPRO is. So I'm not going to read Section 2. What Section 2 literally does, though, is it speaks to who the Joint Terrorism Task Force would be going after. So that would be political violence, terrorism, or conspiracy groups. If you, the violent deprivation of any of civilians' rights, institutional and individual funders and officers and employees of organizations that are responsible for, sponsor, or otherwise aid and abet the principal actors engaging in the criminal activity. So anybody given the money. Non-governmental agencies and American citizens who reside abroad, who would have ties to foreign governments, agencies, citizens, foundations, or influential networks engaging in activities that support or encourage domestic terrorism. They will work with other agencies to see if there are laws in place to already use, or do they need authorization for new laws or new edicts to be able to go after and to carry these things out. F says they will coordinate with law enforcement wherever they can get away with it. So law enforcement who agrees with what they're doing, they're going to coordinate with them to have extra hands on deck. They're going to have to report back to Trump and Homeland Security. Pam Bondi, or whatever her name is, will direct the DOJ to prosecute all federal crimes to the maximum extent allowed by law. Let's see, they're going after groups that they feel are participating in or calling for doxing campaigns against ICE, so swatting, looting, trespassing, assaults, destruction of property, that kind of stuff. And then the Secretary of Treasury, Scott Bessent, along with Pam Bondi, are going after people and organizations via tax statuses and finances, looking for the money and the funding streams. Let's see what else is important here. All federal law enforcement agencies with investigative authority shall question and interrogate people. Keep that in mind as well. Law enforcement will be tasked with adapting new strategies to address violent crime and organized crime, to disrupt and dismantle entire networks of criminal activity. And then it goes on to talk about how the Department of Justice can designate groups seen as deemed a domestic terrorist group. They can do so under 18 U.S.C. 2331.5. So in the last few seconds here, what is important here is they are coming after you and I. And they are using the apparatus of the enforcement agencies to do so. If you do not know what COINTELPRO is, you need to look at the link that I'm going to provide. I'm going to link to this as well. This new executive order thing that's going on here, stay woke.